make this beat.
Me, I know how to do one-step problem. I do three-step just to solve. I break the problem down with no help. Create equations. Hold up. Me, I can break it diagrams. Start with variables, breaking it down. By using the dots, my variables fail. I solve the equation, now I can fail. I know how to represent an equation. I can create and solve an equation. And I know how to do it right. Mr. Lewis. Hold up. I know how to represent an equation. I can create and solve an equation. And I know how to do it right. Cause Mr. Lewis, I can do multi-step. I don't know what step. I break it down step by step. And did it by myself. I learned it in Lou's class. I took my time, never too fast. Oh, so you talking about stop? Man, I know I will pass. I can do multi-step. I don't even know what step. I break it down step by step. And did it by myself. I learned it in Lou's class. I took my time, never too fast. Oh, so you talking about stop? Man, I know I will pass.
What's up? What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Lou to you, and I'm back with another Lunch with Lou. And so I have not one, not two, but I have three students that are with me today. So they're going to introduce themselves. They're going to say what class they're in, and they're going to say their favorite thing about math so far this year. So I'm going to start to the left with you.
My name is Taylor Ruffin. I am in 5I, and the most thing that I like about math is that we get to sing songs in here, and it helps us learn better.
Okay.
My name is Hector, and I'm in 5H. And the most thing I like about math is that we create songs that help us learn.
My name is Abdurrahman Salad, and I'm in 5I. One thing I like about math, like, it is easier than all the other subjects. Like, I don't have no difficulty with math.
He doesn't have any difficulty. He's right. So, remember, Lunch with Lou is basically where we take one of the songs that we learn in class and we kind of explain the song to you guys in case you want to use it inside of your class. I know my clothes and his clothes is inside out. Today is inside out day, so we kind of dressed inside out. So that's why he got his jacket inside out. So don't look at us like we crazy. All right, so today we are talking about multi-step problems. So, from my experience with multi-step problems, that is one of the things that our students have the most difficult doing because they don't like to do the work, because it's multiple steps in the problem. So they have to do multiple things. So, one thing that I have my students do is we read the problem, but then what do I have you guys break it down into how many steps?
3.
3 steps. I have them, it's always going to be a number that's starting. Then you're going to break it down because it's always going to be something done to that number, some type of operation. And you have to include that operation with it. Then the third thing, you break that down and then also put the operation. So for example, Johnny went to the movies with $20. He bought him some popcorn and then bought him a drink. How much money did Johnny have left? So first thing they're going to do, they're going to start off with the $20 Johnny has. Then they're going to say, the second step is Johnny bought popcorn for however much the popcorn is. And then under that, they'll put subtraction. Then the third thing, Johnny bought a soda for how much the soda is, then they put subtraction. So that's basically what multi-step problem is. And not only do our students have to solve multi-step problems with variables, but they may also have to create an equation or an expression based off the information. So we're going to start it. Me, I know how to do multi-step problems. I can do 3 steps just to solve it. Abdi, help us out with me, I know how to do multi-step problems. I can do 3 steps just to solve it. What do we mean by that? What do we...
We saying that we can do multi-step problem, and then we saying that we can do 3 steps to solve it.
So that's basically kind of like you telling yourself. You giving yourself confidence. Me, I know how to do multi-step problems. I can do 3 steps just to solve it. What's next?
I break the problem down with no help.
We're breaking the problem down by doing step 1, step 2, and step 3. So I break the problem down with no help. That's what that means, right? Mm-hmm. And you're doing it by yourself. I break the problem down with no help.
Creating equations, start from the left.
What do I mean by creating equations? Start from the left.
That means like when you try to create an equation, when they ask you what's the equation that you can use for this, you can use your 1, 2, 3 steps to make your equation.
So why did I say starting from the left?
Um,
Who can help me? Why did I say starting from the left?
Oh, because your variables are on the left side.
Well, not necessarily. Your variable can be on the left or the right. What I mean by starting from the left, creating the equation, start from the left. That's you read from left to right. So when you're creating or when you're solving the equation, you always start left to right. So me, I know how to do multi-step problems. I can do 3 steps just to solve it. I break the problem down with no help, creating the equation. Me, I can create a strip diagram. So with this particular TEK, it's so much in this TEK. They already doing multi-step problems. They may have to create an equation based off their information. But not only that, they may give them a what? Strip diagram. And they have to be able to match that strip diagram with the equation and the word problem. Is that difficult for you guys?
No.
No, because we practice over strip diagrams. If you practice strip diagrams in your class as well, or if you don't, please expose them to that, because I've ran into some questions where they gave us the strip diagram as answer choices and then the word problem and asked, which word problem matches this strip diagram? So make sure that you give them that pictorial model example as well, because they don't know what they may run into. So me, I could create a strip diagram, solving for variables, breaking it down. What's a variable?
A variable is like a letter. It's like a letter.
It's a letter, and that letter represents a what?
A number.
A number, an unknown number. So they're solving for the variable. They're trying to get the answer to where the variable equals a number. So me, I could create a strip diagram, solving for variables, breaking it down by using PEMDAS. My variables found. So by using what?
PEMDAS.
So we have to use PEMDAS. And if you know in our other song, our PEMDAS follow the rules. You gotta follow. We ain't about to go into it. But as you know, in order to solve the equation, you still have to use PEMDAS. Okay, so say for instance, you create the equation 55, open parentheses, 55 minus 2, close parentheses, plus 3. You're still doing what's in that parentheses first. So that's what we mean by using PEMDAS, my variables found.
I solved the equation, now I can count.
What that mean?
I'm done solving the equation now, like I could just sit down and relax.
So they solve the equation, then they can, hey, turn up. So that's what that means. So basically, it's kind of some personal build to help them build confidence within their learning, within them doing multi-step problems. I like for them to tell themselves, I can do it. I got the answer. Hey, now let me turn up. So that's what that means by now I can clown. Hey, I got my right answer. Let me turn up because I got it right. So I know how to represent an equation. I can create and solve an equation, and I know how to
do it right because Mr. Lewis makes me.
What that means is
That means that you don't let us just stop when you know that we can do it, and you just let us go and get it.
So the TEK says students will be able to represent and solve multi-step. So that's why I know how to represent an equation. They represent it by creating it. And I know how to represent an equation. I can create and solve. So they can not only create it, they can solve it as well, solving for the variable. So that's what that means. They're telling themselves, I know how to represent an equation. I can create and solve an equation. And I know how to do it right.
Mr. Lewis makes me.
So this is the thing. I do give my students freedom to their learning, as far as if you want to do it this way, you can do it this way. If you want to do it this way, you can do it this way. But there are certain things that I look for. I look for your 1, 2, 3 step. However you solve it, you better have that 1, 2, 3 step. If you don't have that, wrong. So there are strategies that I use that's going to help them get to the right answer. Excuse me. And if they don't have their strategies, I'm not looking no further, because I don't care if your answer is correct or incorrect. If you're not following the strategies or following the steps, you need to practice that. So I make sure that they get that practice in every time that they're doing work, to where now they come in class, they know what to do. I don't have to tell them, make sure you do this, make sure you do that, because they already know what's expected. So just practicing with your students, having them constantly do the right thing and find that way to give them consequences, not necessarily, you in trouble, I'm gonna write you up. Oh, so then we go into, I can do multi-step. I don't need no one's help. I break it down step by step and did it by myself. So I can do multi-steps. This basically saying telling themselves, you can do it. You don't need nobody help to solve this multi-step problem. You got this. And how you know you got it? Because you learned it in Mr. Lou class. I learned it in Lou's class. I take my time, never too fast. I tell them, take your time, break that problem down. Break it down as much as you can. Take your time, don't move too fast. And then they end it, oh, so you talking about STAR? Man, I know I will pass. So with the STAR test is a test that they have to take. And everybody in my class go pass, right?
Yes.
The first time, right? So that's basically what that song is talking about. It's kind of building confidence within them doing multi-step problems. And then they have some steps and some strategies. Because like I said, multi-step problem is a boogaloo. That's the multi-step song. Once again, if you decide to utilize this song in your classroom, please hit me up. Send it to me. I would love to see other students, other classes, other teachers utilizing these things within their classroom. So before we go, is there anything, Abdi, that you would like to say to our audience? Anything?
I would like to say just like, I just want people to follow you, and I would like to see other people do it too.
Okay, Hector.
Oh, I would like for other people to learn the song and send you it so we can watch it too.
Everything I do, I share with them, guys, because they're the ones that make the classroom great. So I definitely incorporate everything. I incorporate them in everything that I do, and I show them. So you utilize this multi-step song, please send it to us, because I want to see, they want to see, so we can shout y'all out and turn y'all up and be like, hey, look at this classroom doing the multi-step song. Please send it to us. Taylor.
I hope they subscribe to your channel.
Subscribe, follow, all of that good stuff. So that's the end of Lunch with Lou. But before we go, y'all know they got to do one thing. Hit the Lou. Hey, hit the Lou. Hey, hit the Lou. Hey, hit the Lou.